Welcome to this week's Angel Messages. Now this week we're using crystals because we're in the month of June. Can you believe it? Halfway through the year. It's just amazing. My name's Elizabeth Harper from SealWithLove.com and IntuitiveSoulCircle.com. If you haven't already got my Healing with the Angels mini course, make sure to get it. There are 3 things that your angels want you to know that will really support you at this time, and a wonderful meditation that will help you to connect with your healing angels. We all need healing, don't we? Healing brings us back into that energy of wholeness. You'll see a link in the description, or if you're on Instagram, you'll see a link in my bio. So do get that. It's completely free. Okay, let's get started. We're using crystals from my... Where did I put my bag? I just chose the crystals and then put my bag somewhere, which is funny. Anyway, I have a big bag of crystals. And I dipped my hand in and found a crystal for all of us, and then a crystal for 1, 2, and 3. So what I want you to do is invite your energy, invite your soul, your higher self, your angels, to guide you to crystal 1, 2, or 3 for a message that will support you for the month ahead. All right. Our first crystal, which is for all of us, is Angel Aura, which is kind of interesting, isn't it, as we're connected with the angels. So it might be a little bit challenging to see that. I don't think it is actually. It looks like it's shining. It has a sheen on it. It's been bonded with silver, platinum. So it gives it this beautiful sheen. It's regularly quartz. So a piece of quartz. So when I look at this, of course, I see straight through it, but then I see that sheen, and that sheen is like a rainbow. So my feeling with this, first of all, is that connection to the angels. I'm just seeing a flash of light when I say that. So yes, very strong connection to angels this month. Make sure that you open your heart and request their presence to support you and guide you throughout your month and throughout your life, really. When I tune into the energy of the rainbow with this, it feels like there is a need to clear away all those perceptions of how we are going to create that beautiful pot of gold in our lives. And sometimes, we think of a pot of gold as money, as an abundance of wealth, opportunities for a better job, etc., a nice big home, all these kind of things. But I feel like that pot of gold is happiness. It's joy. And while money can certainly help, it doesn't necessarily bring you that joy or that happiness or fearless living. So I feel with this stone, as I connect with it, there is a sense of return to yourself, a return to your clarity, a return to this feeling of don't have any worries, don't have any concerns. I'm focused on my happiness, and that's in this present moment. Letting go of anxiety, letting go of the burdens that we carry. And if you think about, this is how I think about life. I think, well, if I was looking back, if I'd passed into spirit and I was looking back on my life, would this really be an issue? Would this really be something that I'd want to carry with me? Is this really important? And that's what I think about. If I were to pass into spirit and look back, would this be important? And it's often a no. The most important thing is love. The most important thing is happiness, joy, peace, togetherness, harmony, all these beautiful words that when you say them, it just makes you, it makes my heart fill, and it makes me feel good. So what word, when you look at this stone, what word comes to you now that is positive? Ask your soul for a word that is for your month, for June, and let me know what that word is. And something that we play in the soul circle is that the word above yours and the word below yours also belongs to you. So my word feels like goodness. My word feels like goodness. So if you are the first person to put a word in, your word is also goodness. All right. Number 1. The first stone that came out was this piece of morganite. I love this. And what I noticed with every stone, and you'll notice this, is that they're all kind of long and slim. It reminds me of Stonehenge, which is kind of interesting again, because this month we have 21st, 22nd of June, and that sense of the newness and connection to the sun and the vibration of so much light coming in, depending on where you are in the world, of course. Again, it's that connection to the sun, because it may be that it's about the darkness coming in and the light within yourself, the light externally, looking at the shadows within ourselves. There is this sense with this and with all the stones of reverence, of sacredness. And I feel like it's connected to the phases of the earth, the phases of the sun, the seasons, and the sense of standing tall. And I feel like that's why I had my hair all kind of slicked back today. And there's a sense of tallness, that feeling of tallness. And I feel that that is what this stone is bringing in, what all the stones are bringing in this time. That feeling of connection, like Stonehenge. That feeling of reverence and honor, not just for the seasons and the sun, but for yourself, for your soul, for your hugeness, for your presence, for your groundedness. So when I tune into this stone, it's about love, harmony, connection, relationship, friendship, romance, all those kind of things that you connect with pink, with unconditional love. But I also feel when I tune into it, it's kind of interesting. I see the energy of exams. I see the energy of writing and critiquing, editing what you've written. I see the energy of affirmations and the energy of working with words, which is sort of interesting because pink is also the color of music and sound. So it's that sound of the words that you use, the positivity of the words that you use. I was looking at this book that had affirmations in yesterday, and one of the affirmations was something like, I will not. And I thought, but that's not an affirmation. We focus on positivity. So we don't want to say what we don't want, we want to say what we do want. That we want to focus on that positive energy, bringing positive vibrations in. And when you're doing that, you're focusing on what you do want. And I feel that that is what this pink vibration is about as well, is using words that connect with what you do want and not with what you don't want. Because there's a power in all the words that you use. So what is it you want? What is it you want to bring into the core of your heart? What do you want to embrace in your life right now? That's this is vibration, this energy, and it just looks like a wing. I just noticed it looks like a wing. So there is a feeling of this, that you're not quite ready to soar, but you're about to. And it feels like that positive energy coming in is going to help you to soar. It's like that's part of that other wing. Oh, I just had this image of drawing a wing and then putting all your positive words into that wing. That might be something for you to do. I love when creative energy comes in. Number 2, your stone. Notice how it is the same. This upright is kyanite. So kyanite, whenever I look at kyanite, it always feels like it's vulnerable, and yet it's not. There's always a feeling that it could crack at any moment, and yet it doesn't. And that's what I feel is a quality about kyanite, that you are stronger than you think. Not realize the strength that you have. And the strength comes from all your wisdom and experience and all the knocks you've had in your life, all the challenges, all the blessings as well, the learning. I feel with this, especially with the blue, that it's about coming into a place of harmony, of balance, because kyanite helps you with that male and female balance. And what's interesting is the first stone is pink and the second one is blue. So there is that male-female energy of balance there too for all of us this month. I believe that, we choose a stone, we choose a card, we make a choice of a number, but there is an energy that flows through, a theme that flows through that connects all of them. And that male and female vibration feels like part of it. It's about embracing all parts of yourself. And that's the way to be strong. That the vulnerability comes from pushing part of yourself away and saying, I don't want to know about that part of myself. I don't believe that's who I am. I don't want to be that person. But that person is you. So to embrace that person, embrace that energy, seek out why this is a part of you and why you're pushing it away, what you have to learn from that. The shadow part of ourselves, because this feels like it's connected to the shadow. You see the blue and you see the sheen and you see the black pieces in it. I feel like that's the shadow aspect, but it comes into your strength. So the shadow part of you is an integral part of who you are. And it's to embrace that part and not push it away. We are pure beings. We're just learning who we are. We're learning what we're capable of. We're learning what we would do in any given situation. And the shadow self is a part of you that maybe you've pushed away and said, that doesn't belong to me. But when you do that, it's like saying, this arm doesn't belong to me, or this heart doesn't belong to me, this head doesn't belong to me. And so it's like a piece of you is missing. So you want to bring that piece back so that you can come back into a place of wholeness and acceptance, forgiveness, love, so that no part of you is rejected. And that part of yourself may be the shadow part of you, maybe a part of you that you've said, no, that doesn't belong to me. That's not who I am. And maybe it isn't, but maybe if you imagine that that shadow self is a child, and that child just wants to be loved, that child just wants to be accepted. Maybe by accepting and loving that shadow part of yourself, you also come back into a place of balance and wholeness. How would that be for you? Kyanite, blue, communication, communicating with all parts of yourself. How does that resonate with you? Let me know. The final stone is this very tall piece of red jasper. So when I look at this red jasper, I often see this, it looks like a little fingernail, or it looks like a pen or a pencil or something like that. But today, as I look at it, it feels like one of the stones. It feels like it wants to be seen. It wants to be acknowledged. It wants to be grounded. It wants to protect you. And I feel almost as if it's a shield. There's a sense of this, if you imagine it bigger, there's a sense of it being a shield around you. But that red energy, while it's not translucent, there is a sense that the shield is also open. So it feels like that red jasper is helping to protect you, it's helping to ground you, because that groundedness is protective. It's helping you to, it's almost a sense of come back into the present moment. Come back to yourself. The red jasper, when I tune into it, there is a feeling of, okay, let's get all our ducks in a row. Let's figure out what the next step is. What what things are going to look like in a week's time, in a month's time, in a year's time. The plans that you have for the next 5 years. That's what comes in when I tune into this Jasper, is what are your plans? What's your strategy? What is your schedule for the next year? How are you going to be supported? What is going to support you? How are you going to take your life, your energy, everything forward? What is your vision for your future? And when I tune in, when I feel the energy of Jasper, I feel like there's something to learn. And it may be that it's something to learn in life, and it may be that it's something to learn as in educationally, a program to attend, sign up for. Whatever it is, it feels like there's learning coming in for you. And it's between now and July. So for this next month, and it could be looking at something to learn, or it could be just that you have a realization and you realize that a certain path that you've been on has been a learning curve for you. So whatever it is, there's a connection to learning. So again, I want you to notice all of the stones. Ooh, that they are all straight and flat. So there is a sense to me through all of them of ascending, a sense of reaching up to our angels, to source, to the divine, to the light. So maybe do that this month particularly. Make it a habit to connect to the light. Call in the light and bring the light in. Invite the light into your life and invite the light to support you. Invite the light to cleanse you. Invite the light to guide you. Okay, thank you so much for being with me as always. Thank you for sharing my work. I will see you next week. Let me know in the comments how these messages resonated for you. And if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe the video. Angel blessings to you.